Hello, beautiful people from across the lands. It is your girl, Tashana Nicole. Join me on my journey to financial independence by eliminating debt, creating multiple streams of income, and inspiring others to dream again. Hello, if you are new here, welcome back. For my hopeful folks for returning, today's video is very, very important to me as I am a parent, and one of my biggest fears as a parent is that my children will, kind of repeat the financial burdens or the financial mistakes that I had to endure as a child and into my adulthood. And so one of the things that I would like to do as I am on my journey to financial independence, whether it's eliminating debt, learning about investing, is to make sure that I am equipping my children with this information and instilling in them the importance and the fundamentals and the foundational things when it comes to learning how money works and managing it well. And so if you are a parent or if you have any type of connection with a child, I highly encourage you to watch this video with them or to share this video out, as I will be talking about some very important principles and some very important money lessons that as a parent, as a caregiver, as a guardian over a child, that we should be sharing and talking to with our children. I hope you are ready for the juicy tips that are going to be dropped in this video. So let's get right into it. There are 4 important money lessons I feel every child should know. And some of these lessons you may be all familiar with, but one lesson you may feel like is that really appropriate for a child to really think about. And if we are on a journey to financial independence, to be truly financial independent, we are preparing generations after us to be able to reap the benefits of what we are sowing in today. One of the first lessons I feel every child should learn is to give when it comes to money. Oftentimes when we think about money, we think about it as something that we need to obtain or get or keep for ourselves or use to buy the things or resources that we want. And sometimes making sure we have those conversations on not only how money can help us, but how we can use the power of giving back and using our resources to help others. And so teaching that very fundamental principle of stewardship and giving back, I like to follow the principle from my faith as a believer in God, the 10% rule, everything that you have, you give 10% back. And so with a child, you can explain to them, you have $1 and 10% of that dollar is 10 cents. Or if you have $100, 10% of $100 is $10. Just so they know that there's a way that you can give back, whether it be to a church, whether it be to a foundation, or whether it be, you may see someone out on the street that you want to, help and support in some type of way. But making sure that they understand that money has the power to impact others when we have the access to it. And so not necessarily just how we can benefit from it, but how we can give back and help benefit and impact someone else's life. So teaching children the power of giving is a very important and foundational lesson. I think is a great starting point when they're learning how to obtain and manage money. Lesson 2, save. This lesson is very important as it teaches a very fundamental principle of delayed gratification. Oftentimes when we are dealing with money, we think of what we can do with it right now, what we can spend, what we can buy, the things that we can get now that we have this money. It is very important to teach your children of, waiting or pausing, whether it be saving for an emergency fund or whether it be saving for something that you want that may cost a little bit of more than what you have right now. So you have to delay that gratification of reaching to that thing by saving up to it. I think it's really important to have this conversation with children, even with young adults, because oftentimes we know what we want and we tend to want it right now. And so teaching the principles of savings, again, helps build that delayed gratification muscle to kind of understand that it's okay to wait, and it actually works in your best benefit oftentimes to save up what you are earning. Lesson number 3, spend. Now, spending is not a bad thing as long as it's done responsibly. And so you want to teach your child, when you are spending your money, the difference between a need and a want. Now, there are things that we spend on that we actually need when it comes to housing, food, clothes, shelter. Those things are really important, and money is a resource that we use to make sure that we have those things. But oftentimes when we are spending on things that we want, we don't want to overindulge or overspend on things that are not necessarily a necessity. We do want to have fun with our money, but make sure that we are spending it responsibly and not overspending where our needs are actually not being met because we're kind of doing it too much in the want area. So I think it's very important that, yes, encourage your child to spend their money, but make sure they're doing it in a responsible way. Lesson number 4, invest. Investing is something that you should definitely talk to your child as early as possible, as oftentimes when we talk about money or when they're introduced into money, they're usually introduced to money in a very linear way, meaning when you do a thing, you earn a thing. So if you are working, you earn money. If you're not working, you're not going to earn any money. With the power with investing, though, is that when you have money working for itself in a certain type of account where that interest is growing over time, there's nothing else that you really need to do other than kind of continuing making deposits and allowing that money to kind of work for itself and grow. That is so powerful, and that can be done whether it be in a college 529 plan, a custodial account. If you have a working teenager, they can even start to open up a Roth IRA to begin to save for retirement. And again, this allows money to grow and work for itself. And one of the greatest assets that children have when it comes to investing is time. So the earlier they get involved with investing, the stronger financial future we can help them build by having that stability where they may be able to be in a position where they don't have to work, but they are able to actually do what they love and not necessarily have to deal with money in a very linear way. So talking about investing with your child is so powerful, and honestly, I feel like it's one of the key ingredients to change the generational financial cycle in your family, where you can begin to build wealth and start that investing at an early stage. I hope you found this video helpful. These lessons are so important for our children to learn. If you are on a financial independence journey like I am, the key thing to this is creating the success long after we are gone. And so I am a first generation wealth builder. And so it is very important for me to not only get myself out of debt and learn about investing, but the knowledge that I am learning, I am passing it down to my children so they can pass it down to their children and their children's children. And so these are conversations that we can start having now. And like I said, our children have one of the best assets on their side, and that is time. So the earlier they begin to adopt these principles and begin to master them, the better. So please be sure, if you found this video helpful, share with someone that you care about, and let's get these conversations started and let's start putting these principles into practice. Until next time, remember to dream, believe, and achieve.